You must learn to love your brothers and sisters. That your days may be longer. Hey, that your days may be longer.
Store parking lot, and I get out of my car, and I see people, in a panic, looking up, pointing, and I look up, and there was this huge, like horseshoe-shaped craft hovering above us, like real slowly. And on top of the craft, I noticed it had like these buildings, like skyscraper buildings and statues that were also very like large, like skyscraper size. And the craft was huge, like a city size aircraft. But yeah, and then I see it fly by us, and then it drops 2 bombs in different parts of the city. And that's when people, and I start feeling panic in the green. And we start running, and I'm trying to figure out how to get out of the city and find my family and get us, somewhere safe. And I noticed that there's this like lava substance that's flowing, like swallowing things and people, like going uphill and going up buildings. And it felt like you couldn't escape from it, like no matter where you went. But then I find myself with friends and family, and that we were trying to, figure out what we could do. And that's when the beings from the craft appeared to us. And what tripped me out is that they were all Black people.
You hear what he said? He said when the beings entered out of the craft, he said they were all Black people. I need y'all to understand something. When you convert to these belief systems, you know what I'm saying? In all forms of theology, when you go to the inception points of it, right? It tells you that these beings or these angels or these gods were melanated. So the whole concoction of the distortion of the image of your so-called Jesus, that happened with Michelangelo. He was hired by the Vatican, by the Pope in the 1400s. So that's why you got the distortion of a blonde hair, blue eye, Christ figure. So a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, when you get to the meat and potatoes of everything, a lot of people won't even believe God. They won't have a belief system connected to God if they understood the fact that, the history is connected to theology, and if they knew that these people were, actually Black people. People would basically deviate from religion. So that's, like I said, they only want the false perception of a sixth ether being with recessive genes. They want that to be the personification of God, but when that's not really true. Because I told you, when you study Mendel's law, you get the recessive from the dominant. You don't get the dominant from the recessive. You see what I'm saying? So everything starts from Black. So that's how you know these beings were actually Black people. You know what I'm saying? It has to, you got to stop being in the state of delusion. You see what I'm saying? This is the highest form of cognitive dissonance that we have on the planet. A lot of people don't want to, put up with the fact that, the people who are at the bottom economically, because we only own 3% of the world's wealth, they don't want to deal with the fact that, we are actually the emulation of God. We weren't part of the creation. We were part of the projection. There's a difference. We were projected to this planet. You know what I'm saying? We are part of the projection. We weren't part of the creation. Everybody else was part of the creation, has 6 ether genetical properties.
They said that we had to come with them if we wanted to survive or to live. But then they said that no white people were allowed to go with them, that they had to
Now, he said that there wasn't no white people allowed to go with them. Now, I need y'all to, like I said, everything in the universe reverberates around divine retribution. What the fuck goes around comes around. So when you're talking about dehumanization, economic disenfranchisement, where you have, the false perception of gangsterism being propagated on the television networking system, these false images, and you taking away our history, our culture, our native tongue, you know what I'm saying, our ancient spiritual teachings, esoteric knowledge. You take all this stuff from a people, and then you put your face on it, and then you put capitalism on top of it so you can capitalize off the people that you dehumanize all throughout history, right? So like I said, everything, everything's coming in full circle, and this is all prophetic.
And then I asked them why, and they said because your leader has broken our treaty. And
he said, why wasn't white people allowed to be on the craft? So he's basically giving you the symbology of a rapture, right? Because like I said, they weren't allowed to go because they broke a lot of treaties. When you're talking about a treaty, you're talking about the treaty of I think is it the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, propagated by the Moabites, who are the Moors, the Merds, ones that's connected to the land of Mu, which means mother unity.
Had to be punished, and they couldn't be trusted anymore, or something like that. And then I tell him about, my kids are half white, and he tells me, that was fine, not to bring them. And so I'm right there, I guess, walking down the street behind them, like towards, I guess, the craft.
So, this is a reality. You see what I'm saying? And I'm going to show you another clip, because everything, I'm showing you, you got to look at all the videos that I've been, putting out. Because, once you start to look at these videos, you start connecting dots. You see what I'm saying? Because, so, he didn't have as he was specifying, out the rest of the video, he said that his kids were mixed breed, right? So when you go to Ezra, I think it's chapter 9, verse 25 in the Bible, it tells you that, mixing your seed, that's against the laws of nature, right? So that's, part of the process of when the Hyksos, they came in and destroyed everything. You weren't supposed to mix your seed. So that's why, he was basically telling you the fact that, they let the kids on the craft, but, I don't know how true that is, because Dr. York, he gives specification in his books talking about how it's only a chosen people that's only able to be, beamed up to the craft on the mothership.